We're back? Back? I think back? Back. Success back. At least it says I'm back. Yes, okay. Fucking Australian internet, man. Why right now? But even when that happened, the immediate reaction that I had was that she's gonna lose and he's gonna win because America really hates women. Various reasons, but I really do not think just a whole large swaths of America is willing to have a woman in a leadership position yet. They're just not ready. They fucking hate women. I see it all the time. She slept her way to the top is not a thing that people said when we had a female prime minister. It's not a thing they said in New Zealand. That is such an American mindset, dude. Same thing for saying she's underqualified. That's a thing they don't really say in Australia. She doesn't have the qualifications. All over American news media. They just really fucking hate women. So, I don't know. We don't, this is obviously what we've got right now. I'm going from NBC. But we are also watching the results from, they call it the Red Mirage, if you're not familiar. It usually starts this way. Usually starts largely red. Country is still racist and sexist. Yeah, of course she's also a black woman. It was always going to be pretty tough for her. Or impossible. I just don't, I just don't think, the US wants a woman in charge. I just don't think they're ready for it. That's the argument your father pushes on you, so you think he is? Well, anyone who says that he's qualified over her, I think is crazy. The thing that's been driving me nuts over the last few weeks, I posted about this on Threads, because I don't really use Twitter anymore. There are all these people acting like all of Kamala's celebrity endorsements are all people who are associated with P. Diddy. A, there's not a lot of validity to that. But B, Trump himself was associated with P. Diddy. Trump himself was. And Epstein. Have you seen the fucking New York, the 2000, sorry, my words are bad, quote? What is it? Let me find it. I just can't get over this. Trump was at one point friends with Epstein. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy, Trump told New York Magazine in 2002 before there were any public allegations of wrongdoing against multimillionaire money manager. He's a lot of fun to be with, Trump said then. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. He knew. He knew the whole time. And all that's made me realize is that Americans don't actually care about character. They pretend to care about who people are. And what they say, they get all uptight when Obama called Kanye a jackass. But in reality, they don't give a shit. It's that the people pretending to care about pedophile stuff is all fake, and that is deeply upsetting. It's like a fake political agenda. The fact that that's fake is crazy. Just incomprehensible, but that is the reality of what it is. Somehow. But I happen to have a Discord server. I have one, but only for Patreon supporters, and there are very few of them. Who am I supporting? Racist, sexist, orange man, or genocide supporting woman? The truth, if I could vote, I would vote for Harris. But the truth is, I don't feel like I align especially well with either of the US political parties. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I do not feel like either of these parties represent a lot of my political wants very well at all. But the reality is that this is the choice you have. I am one of those people who thinks that anyone who voted third party threw a vote away. It's a waste. It doesn't change shit. It's a really stupid thing to do. But I also can't vote, so. What do I know? What would I be, an Australian Liberal? For Australian elections, I don't have party loyalty. So I would change based on policy. There's a lot less party loyalty in Australia than there is in the US. There are a lot of issues that I have with US elections. I think people treat it like a sport. Like, you will see it in the chat here today. Um, you will see people saying, like, haha, liberal tears, whatever. It's I feel like there are a lot of people who vote on this stuff because they want their team to win. They want red team or blue team to win. It is much less about policy. It is about feeling like it is your team winning in the Super Bowl. It is not about caring about your neighbor. Half the time they don't even fucking know the policy or understand what the policy means. They just want to win over people that they think they disagree with. In a lot of cases don't disagree with anyone near as strongly as they think they do. It's like, it's just a fake sport. Why would you celebrate your community in any capacity? Losing? It's very weird. There's also, like, if you've watched any of my political streams, I have, like, major issues with the way that people react to politicians in the US. Like, I really, truly hate the cheering for Kamala. There was one that I watched the other day, I mean, for both of them, obviously, but there's one that I watched the other day where she said something vaguely inspiring, and then there's just a massive crowd cheering, and she's just standing there smiling at them. I find that so unsettling. The politicians should work for you. They're not celebrities, they are public workers. Why are we cheering them on like they are celebrities? I find it deeply unsettling. I don't know, man. They should be public workers, and they should repeatedly be held accountable. It's just one of the things that's been very annoying to watch about this particular election is I feel like so many liberals are holding Kamala accountable, and thus neglecting to vote for her, where it would be a lot easier to hold her accountable after she's elected, in that you can actually try to push change, whereas right now it's just between these two. You had to make the fucking choice. There are liberals who I feel like are virtue signaling, who declined to vote for her because of Palestine, even though Palestinian unions are endorsing and asking people to vote for her. And I feel like it's, do you really care about Palestinians, or do you care about saying that you didn't vote for her? Which one is it? There's so much, like, performative liberal shit that, like, has just made this such a mess. How much of this do you think is caused by voting directly for candidate personalities instead of Westminster system of voting for parties? I mean, that is absolutely what's happening here. This has been common in the US, frankly, probably since Reagan. Like, before that, I don't know, I'm not educated enough to say, but that's the one that stands out to me from whatever I know about US history. But that was the sort of the beginning of voting for personality rather than voting for policy or voting for party. The fact that there are people who will vote red no matter what, or vote blue no matter who, like, outside of this particular election where I think it makes sense to just say don't get Trump back in, but it's just broken. That's barely even democratic. You're not actually really voting for yourself, you're voting out of loyalty, you know what I mean? What's the point? Thank you, Disco Sideburns. Yeah, I still have election merch, everybody. You can vote for Pierce Banjo. A vote for Pierce Banjo is technically a vote for me to donate money to LA Animal Services. The other half of my votes are going to Feeding America. Sorry, not votes, but you know what I mean. If you want to buy the merch, we have some fun merch. I figured it was a fun way to, like, I'm not going to completely end them, but, like, kind of wrap up some of these political streams I've been doing this year. I was planning to do a whole lot more, but, you know, had to come home for family emergency stuff. But I figure a lot of people, the only thing you can do is vote. Sometimes it feels nice to also try and do something, so we're trying to raise some money. So some of the merch proceeds will go to LA Animal Services, which is a service that helps animals, which the capacity at the LA shelters, actually the shelters nationwide, is in a terrible condition right now. And the rest of it goes to Feeding America. So you care about homeless people, Why not do something to actually help them, rather than the talking point, which is just deport immigrants? That's the ideal. Not having a final count in the East Coast states is driving me crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this one's gonna go. How are people feeling about the likelihood of the outcome here? Like, do we think that we'll know today, or is it going to be tomorrow morning? I know there was one forever ago that was like several weeks. I think that was Bush's second time. Not what the outcome is. I mean, what do we think about when we will know? Voted on my slot out. I'm sure you did. Great week for Liverpool. I fear I will get discrimination more for me being bi and autistic if Trump wins. When I think about either of them winning, um, if I think about it on a personal level, especially somebody who lives in California, I will not be deeply affected by either. I do think Trump being given a platform to repeatedly also himself platform people who have been saying racist shit. The fact that he made fun of a disabled vet wasn't enough for people. I do think that that has an impact. I think it has an impact on the community. I think that it has an impact on the way that people in America talk to each other. As a Brazilian, it's crazy an election is not won by number of votes. Totally agree. It's very weird. The Electoral College is insane. It is crazy. Won't know until Thursday or Friday. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It's like Trump is looking very healthy right now. The crypto and stock market is surging. Well, the stock market's been doing really well over the last year, so I wouldn't consider that that would have anything to do with Trump. The stock market's actually just in a really healthy position right now. It's one thing that's kind of driving me crazy about all the talking points from like Trump followers that I seem to have is they keep bringing up the economy. The economy is actually not in a bad place right now in the US. I don't know if people are just getting that from Fox News, but like you can literally go and look at the statistics. The one exception that people are bringing up is how expensive things like groceries and housing have become, which I don't disagree with. But in a lot of cases, that's more like price gouging. That is technically a separate issue that is still certainly also an issue. But like Trump's tariff plan will make that stuff more expensive, not less expensive. Of course, it's not. They're not going to charge the companies. They're going to charge the people for the tariffs. The economy is not bad. It's not. It's not doing incredible, but it's not that like I've seen people say it's the worst it's ever been. Objectively false. Just not true. Just incorrect. We did just get over a pandemic as well. I mean, that's obviously had a huge impact on everything, but it, like again, the economy is objectively not in a terrible place. Will his tariffs plan get through though? He doesn't always get that stuff off the ground. I mean, that's certainly another thing that I really hate about US elections that I think is kind of an issue with the fact that voting isn't compulsory. When I lived in Australia, I had a lot of criticisms of voting being compulsory because I was like, people could just do, they call it a donkey vote here, which is when you just write in nonsense. You just waste a vote, but who really cares about that? The issue that I see with voting being optional in the US, while I think it is good for freedoms, is that it encourages the parties to lie more, because not only are you trying to come up with a plan, you have to inspire people to vote. Most plans for anything bureaucratic are fucking boring, and most people won't understand them. If you were to be blatant about whatever you plan to do when you get in office, majority of people, like outside of like base level talking points, have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Bureaucracy is boring. The US is nightmarishly complex with a lot of its bureaucratic bullshit. So they have to lie because they have to inspire people to vote. So I don't think you can believe half the shit people say. They're gonna lie anyway. I think the only way that you can really succeed as a politician, especially in the US, is if you have at least some level of comfort with lying. I don't think you can really get that far unless you are in some way a little bit evil. That's the system. It's kind of what it requires. I don't think that anyone who gets to a point where they can run for president is going to be an all-around good person. But I'm aware that I can be like extremely negative about this kind of thing sometimes. So yeah, I didn't actually realize quite how difficult voting in America was. Obviously, I've never done it. I didn't know how few polling stations there were. It's like it's made difficult. I would say it's easy to vote in Australia. I took my dad to vote here a month ago. He walked in, I waited for him, he walked out 5 minutes later. There was no line. It was so easy. It's just so obtuse. Again, though, I feel like the bureaucracy in America is very obtuse in a lot of ways. Like, it feels almost intentional across the board. Thank you, Lawrence. Hi, everybody. We're talking about the election. I'm in Australia, and it's hot. In case you were wondering. Took you 30 minutes to register a year ago, took you 15 minutes to vote today. I think it's still easier in other countries. Definitely agree, XEKYM. But again, America, in my opinion, really fucking hates women. In London, I have 3 polling stations within 10 minutes walk. Yeah, have you guys seen, I'm not sure if I can effectively do this stream because of the way that my setup is. Let me see if I can. It's just, I have to pull stuff over to the other screen. It's a very limited laptop setup I'm working on. Like amount of US polling station compared to UK. Hoping someone's made a nice graphic for me. I don't think so. But basically, per capita, the UK has so many fucking more polling stations. It's not even per capita, it's just literally based on the land. So many more. Your state is mail-in only. Are you in the US? I didn't know mail-in only was even a thing. Crazy. Voting is only based on the states. Yeah, I guess it is different based on whichever state. Mayor crying sexism, woman Kamala is not very smart. If you can't see that, you are literally the same. I guess I'm dumb. I just don't think that the US is gonna get any woman in. I think you're crazy if you think that it is. Like, I said that from the jump. The minute she was announced, I was like, no chance. I feel like they call US elections quicker than Australian ones. Yeah, I couldn't say. I haven't been here in so long. I think I was in Australia for 1 election as an adult. Takes 5 minutes in Denmark. Yeah, 4 hours? It's so wild. It's not about a woman, it's about this one and the last one. I assure you. It'll be the next one too. The US, like, the reason that I say that is the conversation surrounding women in the US, as somebody who is from a different country, which certainly has different issues with sexism, is the way that they talk about her. The conversations surrounding her, even the ones that I see, I do have a lot of people who would be more right-wing following me, like way more than you would think. It's, she slept her way to the top. That's a national talking point. Who did she fuck to get there? That's something that I've faced in my career. That is not something they said when any woman in Australia, was running. It is such an American sexist talking point. It's a huge thing here that she woman cunt deserved it. She fucked her way to the top. Trump has also said a bunch of openly sexist shit. It's crazy to act like it's not there. The other one is she's not qualified. Again, a thing I only seem to get in America from men. Not qualified for whatever job I have. very American talking point about women who are in any position of success. Does not happen in the country that I'm from. Didn't happen when the New Zealand Prime Minister was running. The comparison that I have is obviously just from the part of the world that I am from, but the way that they speak about women is so specific and I think so universal. It's either you slept your way to the top or you're not qualified. And they're saying the exact same thing about her when it would be so easy to say that about Trump. Like, it would be so fucking easy to say he's not qualified and you don't. I also think it's just so weird how people pretend sexism doesn't exist. Like, doesn't mean it's everywhere. But America doesn't have a ton of respect for women. The Middle States do not have a ton of respect for women. It's just a fact. Thank you, Sir Shredderick and Metalhead Tommy. Where are all the women prime ministers in Australia then? We've had a female prime minister. The US has not. The Middle East is much better. Well, I'm not from the Middle East, am I? I can't say that. Nor did I say the US was worse than the Middle East. I specifically said it's worse than where I am from. Do I like anything about the US? There's tons of stuff I like about the US. Let me tell you. The US, fucking beautiful national parks. Oh my god. Beautiful. I also think the food is very good. People from other countries always get mad at me for saying that. I will defend the food in LA until I die. It's very good. I completely forgot Jagger Waffle about the Hawaii thing. I completely forgot. The food in the South is the best. Also very good. Less in line with my taste, though. Jesus Christ, that isn't true. It's just the women they present us with suck. Okay. Again, I would believe you if they didn't repeatedly give off the same sexist talking points. Okay, sure. You're gonna tell me that you don't think Middle America's sexist at all? Okay. Okay, if you say so. That's cope, brother. You don't hate women, we hate Kamala? Look, and Hillary. Just and AOC. The way that they talk about all of these women is the same. That's my whole point. The way they talk about them is the same. Can you give me an example of what Trump has said that is sexist? You can grab women by the pussy. That's a thing the guy who's running said. What's the go-to food in LA? Fish? No. The Mexican food in LA or Southern California in general is fucking amazing. There's a lot of really good food in LA though. We have a lot of Italians. It was a joke. You know, jokes can be sexist. He's also got rape charges. You're right. Supports women. What are you talking about? Oh, it's so hot in here, dude. It's just so hot. He was raping ironically. Oh. It was rapes to own the lips. But there's like comments about Kamala that he's made that have been really gross. I'm still terrified about Project 2025. This is a thing that I am against the majority on. I know that people have been arguing with me about this the whole time. I think it's me maybe being autistic that I don't feel like Project 2025 is necessarily what Trump is going to do. Here's the thing. I don't think that Trump is an evil Darth Vader villain. I don't think he's out to ruin your life. I think he's an egomaniac little boy who really wants to be popular. I don't think he's thought that far ahead. I would bet money that dude is fucking paid for abortions. There's ain't no way he how many do you think that he's got? There's no universe in which he is not secretly, quietly pro-abortion and has paid for several of them. I do think the people around him in some cases might well, definitely do actually want to enact Project 2025, I don't think that Trump is necessarily in on that. The main reason he wants to get in the White House again is so he can get out of all legal trouble? Probably, yeah. I am very confused about Rogan, though. I thought that Joe Rogan, I thought that like a week ago he endorsed Kamala and then he just changed to endorse Trump. Did he just completely flip? And I'm not sure why. Unless I misheard about him. I've obviously not been on the internet very much recently, because of family stuff, but that's genuinely, it does seem like Elon paid Joe Rogan off, but I don't think that he would need money. He never endorsed Kamala? Okay, maybe I misheard that. Maybe that was just something I totally misheard. I think I may be mad at Biden for not keeping to one term and having a genuine primary. Yeah, should have known. He claims Elon talked him into endorsing Trump. Huh. Yeah, so I know that he invited Kamala on his podcast and she declined, which I've seen so much criticism of that, but she's still a VP running a presidential race at the same time. Like, she was like, yeah, I'll do it. You just have to come. That's not an unreasonable media request. Like, I don't. And it also wouldn't have made a difference. Thank you, Nina. I agreed. Agreed. She asked for a lot of rules? That's not what I heard. Where did you hear that from? I heard that the Kamala thing was just that she said, you have to come to me and we can only do an hour, which I don't think is unreasonable. It's almost like he declined. That's not a lot of rules. Trump is dodging the debates and she gets shit for not going on a podcast? Exactly. Very strange. I was told there would be no fact checking. Crazy. Crazy. Disappointing you and Banjo aren't winning. For some reason, they wouldn't let us on the ballots. Banjo was born in America, I think. I don't know why he's not allowed. He's an American citizen. United States citizen, that little Banjo. Thank you, Space Pirate Derulia. And the Gamino, nice to see you. One thing to keep in mind, urban areas take longer to vote. Yeah. It's pretty fucking close. Obviously, the 210, not so much, but the popular vote? That's pretty fucking close. Crazy. But yeah, from day one, when they swapped her in, I thought that Trump would win. We'll see. I did see the Rogan clip of him showing Trump showing Rogan like his ear, and it looked like Joe couldn't see it. He was like, "What? What is that? What is my opinion about the people that voted third party? Waste of time. Waste of fucking time." Unfortunately, the system shouldn't be the way that it is, but that is the system that it is. Like I said earlier, not a Democrat, not a Republican. I don't feel very well represented by either of these particular parties. But voting third party is for what purpose? It does absolutely nothing. Do Trump's charges all disappear like people have been saying? I don't know. Don't understand how people can see a convicted sexual assault or convicted felon, a bigot, and a known liar who would turn over power peacefully. Yeah, the turning over of power peacefully thing. So, of all the stuff that Trump has said, there are a few of them that, like, it's crazy to me that people can accept. But I can rationalize most of them. Like, I would have thought making fun of a disabled veteran was too far. It wasn't because Americans can rationalize that as just a joke, right? Which, from Trump's perspective, it is. It's just that I feel like every other fucking everyone else who ran ever is whatever. And I also understand why people like Trump. I completely understand. It's fake, but the issue with the way that the DNC presents everyone, really, is that it's so PR'd that it's fake. And you know it's fake, and Trump doesn't have that. It does feel like a real person, and thus it feels more trustworthy. He does feel more like a real person. He is. He, under any other circumstances, would be a PR fucking nightmare, but that's actually what works in his favor, is that it feels like a real person who's talking to you and not a politician. Obviously, I think that's stupid. He's not a real person. He is not like you. He is a fucking multimillionaire. They're not like us. Cue Kendrick song playing 6 times in a row. They're not like us. Millionaires, it's a whole other ballgame. These fucking people I know who were like born into rich families, / in a lot of cases are millionaires. The weirdest thing that I get from people who have a lot of money is they'll be like, hey, do you want to do this tomorrow? And I'll be like, I have a job. And they'll be like, can't you just like take the afternoon off? What? What do you mean? No. Crazy. They're not like us. But he's good at cosplaying as being like you and for you. And I think that, they talk about temporarily embarrassed millionaires in the US. Like, there are a lot of people who, following the American dream in America, think that they will be that one day. They won't be. It's a lie. But they think that they are going to be a millionaire and they're going to be buddies with Trump. And in a lot of cases, I think it's people voting for Trump because they think Trump would like them. It's like one of the weirdest human things. If you like somebody that you don't know, it's always worth taking the time to think about, do you like them? Or do you just think they would like you? Because I think a lot of like fandom stuff, people get really swept up in thinking the person they're obsessed with would like them. It's like flip it the other way and you won't necessarily care. But people think that Trump would be their buddy. It's the reason people like him. I get that. I think that the DNC is really fucking bad at that. I think the Democrats are really bad at that. I think that like their PR is so cagey and so stiff and so fake. I don't believe anything they say. I get why people like Trump. The thing that, like, for me, if I can rationalize and excuse all of the other shit, the thing I cannot excuse when voting for Trump is that he is the only president ever who would not pass the power peacefully. You care about free speech, you claim to care about freedom in general, you claim to care about democracy, and you have the first president ever who would not peacefully pass the power over. This is not a person who should be elected into power. That's the point for me that's just fucking, whoa, what? How are we voting this in again? That's terrifying. Like even Pence said he wouldn't back Trump on that one. His VP pick was like, nope, that's fucked. I'm not doing that. Bowed out. That's like people saying they don't give a shit about America. To me, that's how that reads to me. You don't give a shit about this country. You care about your team winning. Cali polls closed site hasn't updated, but it's 193 to 216 now. Wow, that's a jump. I mean, the NBC stream that I'm watching is literally just streams of polls. Like, it is just... We've got Democrat Andy Kim wins U.S. Senate race in New Jersey is their most recent news update. It'll come in, though. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think the refusal to pass over power to Biden peacefully is fucked. And it's also, like, the crazy thing about that is we know that he's not going to this time either, right? If he doesn't win, It's what happens as a result of him not winning. What tantrum are we going to see this time? Obviously, they're already trying to seed that it'll be fake, fraudulent, which is nonsense, but crazy. A lot of news sites are very slow on the polls right now. I mean, I'm also just seeing a lot of fake polls. Like, just all morning I've been seeing, even last night, just fake polls. I just like wiped half my eyebrow off. That's how sweaty it is. God, very humid here in Australia. The fact that people think Trump actually cares about them is crazy enough. Do they think he cares about them, though? I don't know that they do. I feel like they like I said, they think he would like them. I don't know that they think he cares. Like, again, to me, I don't think that Trump is some evil mastermind who wants to ruin your life. I think he's just a dude who really is a massive egomaniac and just desperately wants to be in power and have all the attention in the world. Thoughts on abortion? I am pro-abortion. It's all we do here in California. Not that I'm technically in California right now. Not currently in California. But we're aborting babies the day they're born out here. That's what we're doing. Love that. We're not. It's not a real thing that's happening. It's nonsense. It's not true. That's not an abortion. Something I found really funny in the maps where they show counties is all the main cities are blue and everywhere else is red. Yeah, I mean, it's always been that way. It's okay to ask, did Santa Monica Studios help you in any way for working visa? No, not in any capacity. 2-for-1 abortions. Yeah, we got abortion parties. We do also have California merch. Gotta get that. I haven't seen any stats because I've not been paying attention, but I am so curious to see how this merch goes because I'm so aware that oh Jesus, what did I do? That some of this stuff is like ballsy to wear in public. like I love this shirt. I'm gonna make sure it shows up for you. Yeah, my intention behind this shirt was basically, hello, I'm an immigrant. There's a lot of talk this election about immigrants being the devil. Legal immigrant, but let me tell you, that shit is really hard. It was very, 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 very hard to become a legal immigrant. I'm still not eligible to become a citizen. I can't vote. I couldn't even if I wanted. And I know the amount of people who like don't understand how complicated that is, but still have strong views on immigration is infuriating. Like someone just asked me if Santa Monica Studio helped with my visa. Nope, nothing to do with it. Not even a little bit. Literally, not at all. I think people just don't know how it works in a lot of cases. But this one I made because I just kept making jokes about eating Banjo, my dog here. And proceeds for this one will be going to LA Animal Services. But I'm so curious if, like, I don't know how these are gonna sell. And this one, these are all made by Jeff McRae, who's one of my mods here, who did such a good job, by the way. I feel like the California is subtle enough. I feel like it's subtle enough. You know? Maybe. It's so weird to me how apocalyptic some Americans are treating a Trump win. I do feel like, I asked this on one of my previous streams, I do feel like America treats every election, that at least every election that I've been in the US for, I think when I moved, Obama was in, like it's the end of the world. And I was curious if that was always a thing or if that's a recent thing. Has it always been like that or is that recent? Not saying it's not bad, but that started after Obama, did it? It is crazy when you look at the Obama-Romney debates, how respectful they are. I really do feel like America's like ruined its image. People used to respect America. They used to respect the president. The movies always had presidents as this cool, suave guy in a suit, usually kind of handsome, seen as smart. It was a respectful conversation even when people disagreed. That is all gone. It is now basically like the rest of the world is laughing at America. 100%. Like the amount of people that I've had, virtually everybody in this country is like, you think Trump's gonna win? I would say I've had maybe 20 people be like, what the fuck? That's crazy. What is wrong with them? Everyone is laughing at you. The whole fucking world. And it's now just like a reality TV soap opera. It's the American image of being the cool, scary guy with the glasses and the Ray-Bans and the suit. Shattered. Dunsies. Not the whole world, you're right. Not Russia. No, actually, I would think that even Russia, even Putin's probably like, wow, they're really doing it. That's crazy. Blame media glorifying being an arsehole for the sake of being an arsehole? Blame media? It does feel like Obama's the last presidential president. Yeah. I don't even think Joe was really. George Bush might even be dumber than Trump. I do feel like he, like, historically is sort of your dumbest president. Like, he's known kind of for that. Make America cool again. Kamala would make America cooler. What's up, Apropos 85? Wasn't Brexit sort of the same thing? Yes. Yes, Brexit was a similar thing where everyone was laughing at the UK. But I don't think many other countries have the cool guy image where it comes to presidents. Like that the US did used to have, in no small part because of Hollywood, but now does not. I think Kamala would run again. I don't think she should. She's unbearably annoying. I don't find her annoying, and I don't know that I like her. I don't. Again, my official stance is I think anyone who can get this far in US politics must be corrupt inherently. Anyone, all of them. But I don't find her annoying. She is socially awkward. Aren't we all? You know? Aren't we all? Are we gonna get the Epstein client list? I don't know. I do wonder about that. About how that's been so quiet. Must be corrupt but not vote for a third party. Voting for a third party is a waste. It's the corruption or not. Voting for a third party is a waste. Doesn't do shit. I will say I believe if Trump wins, unless he can get some stupidness passed into law, he should be done with presidency, this being a second term. Well, I certainly think he's going to do everything he can to stop it from being a second term. Didn't the video of Epstein talking about Trump come out recently? It was like a recorded audio conversation. Everything that, like, I read into that a whole bunch. Trump 100% knew, 100% knew Epstein was a pedophile. I don't get the impression from any of the information that's out, and thus I would say is not, that I do not believe Trump is a pedophile, but he knew Epstein was, and continued to be his best friend. The audio that came out from Epstein basically said that Trump had a kink for fucking his friends' wives. We're not going to kink shame a guy. That's fine. You're allowed. Go ahead. The same as people at the JD Vance fucking a couch thing. My stance is that's allowed. If you want to, you can fuck a couch. I also think way more men than would be willing to admit have fucked couches, okay? You can fuck a couch. That's fine. He sure likes the young girls. Yeah, again, the quote is... How old was the couch? The quote is... This is what Trump said about Epstein. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. That was in 2002. Anyone who pretends that Trump didn't know that Epstein was a pedophile is brainwashed. Like that one, delusional. You cannot come back from that. They just don't care. They just don't care. That's exactly, it's driving me fucking nuts, Stevie Wonder, who just said, hang on, where am I? Conservatives always try and claim the left are all part of Epstein's list and went to Diddy parties when there's hundreds of photos of Trump being BFFs with both. Yeah, he publicly said he was friends with both of them. Publicly, openly said he was friends with both of them. And they're just conveniently ignoring that. If the couch consents. Again, he's allowed to fuck a couch. That shouldn't stop you from being vice president, okay? That's fine. What's my 2024 game of the year? Great question, Phils McCoy. It's tough. It might be Astrobot. Fuck a couch. How does that even work? The springs. Am a woman, for context. Am woman, do not have penis, cannot fuck a couch. With enough lube, but that's a lot of lube, okay? Haven't ever fucked a couch. I picture, when they talk about JD Vance fucking the couch, that it's two, like, it's like the two pillows, and you put your dick in between, you know what I mean? If it's like that, the pillow's on the back of the couch. Or the bottom, I guess. But you're not fucking the couch itself, you're fucking the crack in between the two pillows on the couch, right? The cushions, thank you, yes. You're fucking the crack in between the cushions. But that's still part of the couch. Don't act like you're new here, yeah, right. I laughed out loud at your comment, Ben UBS, Ben Ubbs. More cushion for the pushin'? Yeah, I don't know. That's what best if it's a leather couch? You're right, it is best if it's a leather couch. The vinyl would also do. You probably need lube for that too, though. Or not, I guess. I don't have penis. One of my biggest flaws is that I don't have a dick. And that's why you could never vote for me for president. That, and I'm not a natural born citizen, but mostly that I don't have a dick. But the JD Vance fucking the couch thing is fake. But even if it weren't, he's allowed. President Trump, former President Trump, also allowed to fuck other people's wives. We're alright with it. Go ahead. Do your thing, buddy. But don't act like he didn't know that Epstein was a pedophile, and clearly he just didn't care. That's just the truth. He didn't give a shit. He knew, and he didn't give a shit. I don't think that means that Trump himself is or was a pedophile. I've not seen any evidence to suggest that, other than the thing he said about dating a 10-year-old, but even that, that's not how I took that quote. It's an interesting time for someone to come in the chat and call me a dumb bitch for saying that I don't think Trump is a pedophile. Do you mean to say that when you said it? Or, like, because that seems like something someone on the right would say. Oh, no, yeah, he said Trump 2024 and then said dumb bitch after I said I don't think Trump is a pedophile. That's interesting. Are you implying that you're pro-Trump because you think he is a pedophile? And that I shouldn't be saying he's not? You prefer it? Making a lot of sense. Making a lot of sense. That's all I'm saying. He wanted to bang his own daughter. He just said some weird shit about her. I don't think he actually wanted to bang her, okay? Like, I don't align to the US politics of everything the person that I hate said, shaken in the worst way possible. It's weird. I don't think he actually wanted to fuck his daughter. We also had an Australian Prime Minister who said a really similar thing about his daughters. I don't remember what his name was, but it was a really similar thing about. He said something to like the Big Brother group. He was like, I'm the one with the hot daughters, or something like that. It was very strange. Thank you, the subs. Welcome. Hi, everyone. Ooh, am I dropping frames right now? Oh, no, I'm not. Wow, look at me go. It just looks like I am. Hi, everyone. Political stream. Welcome. I'm selling some merch. Was it Tony Abbott? It might have been. Teach men how to compliment women appropriately. My dad is really good at that. My dad can give a great compliment. Not creepy at all. 45 working gay 45. Thank you, Smash. Yeah, if you sub, you get a nice little woke badge because we're all woke here. Very woke. And gay. In California. That's what the people are. Alright, so. Okay. And yeah, maybe, do you think that maybe if Trump wins that I should, when I go back to the US, completely become my Republican alter ego, Allison Pearson? Like, do you think it's time to capitalize on that? What if I started a second Twitch account where I am just constantly Allison Pearson, but it's like a VTuber thing? Are we ready for that to drop? The problem is that I have a lot of trouble doing the voice for a really long time, okay? They're making the kids gay. They're forcing abortions on them down in California. All right? They have abortion parties, I heard, all over LA. It's disgusting. The fentanyl and the illegal immigrants are eating the dogs. All of them. It's disgusting. It has to stop. I really feel like I sound like Seinfeld when I do it. Should make some wild conspiracy theories. So many you can get to speaking heads for Republicans. I will say one thing that I think conservatives are much better at than liberals, or the left rather, and a thing that truly makes the left, in a lot of cases, really insufferable, is conservatives will welcome you. The left has to out-left each other all the time. You have to be more left. I feel like there are people saying they won't vote for Kamala because of Palestine, despite the fact that there's fuck all she can do. Anyone who has any chance of running for president, sitting as president in the US, has to be pro-Israel. It's the way the system is set up. It's fucking stupid, but they want to be able to say they did because I'm better lefty than you. I'm more left, and I'm like how fucking virtuous I am, you fuck. The left will eat each other alive. The conservatives are like, come over. The left are really bad at uniting. It was Scott Morrison. Thank you for looking it up. Death Unicorn, the one who said he had hot daughters. He does have hot daughters. How does an abortion party actually work? Like a bunch of friends celebrity getting pregnant together just to have one? That's a good question. Okay, let me think of what Allison Pearson would say to that. So the liberals out in California, they get together, they round up women who are pregnant on the streets, they round them up, they put them in vans, they take them to Beverly Hills, and they do drugs and give each other abortions. I think I need to workshop that, but I think I think I could sell that with enough confidence that people would believe it. Bro, why is there so much red, bro? It certainly do be red. 5 million is really not that far apart, dude. Really, really not that far apart. Wild. The Republicans have the Senate. Thank you, B-Boy Baggins. Do I think Trump has a real voice? What do you mean? I think he beans 408 for the 44 months. Popular vote doesn't even matter. Yeah, so weird. Very difficult to explain to people here too, because I'm in Australia, obviously. It's misleading because the population is less in the heart of the country. Also true. I mean, yeah, all of that red. If you see what that map looks like when it's based on people who actually live there, it looks very different. Yeah, I have no sound because the sound is actually just music. The NBC stream is just music for now. US is a republic, not a democracy. There are almost no actual democracies. Australia is a constitutional monarchy, but we still vote. We don't have an electoral college. There are very few things that are just actual democracies. You know, you're not unique there. Popular vote will switch once California tabulates. That's probably true. Also, like, has California polls even closed yet? I don't think they have. I think they close at 8. Oh no, so they have. In 20 minutes. Assuming I have that timing right. Is electoral college where the votes go after high school votes counting? Yes. Who's winning? Trump is currently winning. But we can't really call it yet. I see Cali go blue on stream. I thought they closed already. I think they closed in terms of recognizing that the state is blue. I don't think they closed in terms of counting votes. NYT has Trump at a 91% probability. Well, maybe they will close it early. Maybe, because I was like thinking that maybe we wouldn't know until tomorrow. Maybe we will know today. Oh, thank you, EV4. Yeah, I mean, look, I've just been looking at election results all week. Wanted to stream about it. People can hang out, have a chat. Also agree, P. Caldwin, that a republic is a type of democracy. Same as constitutional monarchy is a type of democracy. There are very few actual democracies, though. The big swing states won't have official numbers for a few days. Maybe. Oh, Kamala just jumped up a bit there. Yeah, that's a few 100,000 votes, and we just got a little more of the EC 172, 214 now. Why would you vote Harris, who crackle like Joker? You're gonna not vote for somebody based on the way that they law? Okay. No matter what Trump will say, he won tonight. That is certainly true. And I find that to be concerning. That's the thing to me that would make me say never Trump. Like, for all of it. I mean, I think the Muslim ban's disgusting too, but there are a lot of things that are deeply disturbing. But the fact that he is effectively anti-democratic is the one that I find the most disturbing. Somehow the Biden-Harris administration managed to anger a bunch of their supporters. Again, not difficult to anger the left. Not difficult. They can be truly insufferable sometimes. Though, I phrased that poorly. I think being angry at the government when they do shit you don't like is good. They are public servants. They work for you. You elect them. They work for you. be mad at them all the time. Speak about the shit they do wrong. However, when it comes to voting like this and choosing not to vote for them, I am part of the camp of people who thinks not voting is a vote for Trump. For sure. The left needs to learn not to let perfect stand in the way of pretty good. Well, I don't even know about that. I don't know that it's even pretty good, but she is being held to an insane standard. And he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. It's wild. It's like you said, the left always tries to outdo themselves. Yeah, the infighting is insane to watch. It seems over for Harris. I also think so. I think it is very unlikely that she wins. But again, I did always feel that way. It's because she sucks. You can't tell me, hear her talk and say, yeah, she's great. I've never thought that about literally anybody. I did like Obama. Hearing him talk, I liked him. But, and that's not because she sucks. They all suck. Also, you shouldn't be voting for a personality. You shouldn't be voting on the way she laughs. You shouldn't be voting on the way she speaks. You should be voting on policy and the what you think benefits your community the most. That is what you should be voting for. Trump will give Ukraine to Russia. I do think the Ukraine war is a very interesting one to watch, that if you care about Ukraine, that is one of the issues they are the most divided on. Trump is pro-Russia. It still doesn't really make sense to me. How did that happen? America was so anti-Russia for so long. Trump is Putin's best buddy. Did I play Kamala's Fortnite map? Fuck no. That's so gross. I hate that shit. Ugh. Crazy how being pro-fracking didn't work out. Yeah, the fracking thing's very confusing to me. I'm really surprised that she had a pro-fracking stance. Labour or LNP? Shawnee, I said before, I don't vote based on party. Wouldn't do that in Australia. Vote based on policy. Everyone should be doing that all the time. Terrible campaign fund spending on a fucking Fortnite map. They actually may not have. From what I heard, the first Marvel crossover stuff, nobody paid for. It could be that Epic was okay with that and they didn't exchange any money. I'm not actually sure, but they may not have spent a bunch of money on that. Okay, I've missed whatever this squirrel thing is. What is the squirrel thing? What? I keep seeing it, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Squirrel? What do I even search? I can't just search the word squirrel. What else? Squirrel what? The feds killed an innocent squirrel? What? Peanut the squirrel. Okay. Peanut the squirrel. What the fuck is this? What is this? Oh my god, this is what is the largest ad of all time. Hang on, I need to change the way this... Jesus Christ. Who? What? Okay. The outrage when officials euthanized Peanut as a possible rabies risk. Why is this? What does this have anything to do with politics? R.I.P. Peanut the Squirrel, an internet famous critter who has become the latest entry into a niche but expanding quiz category. I have termed unconventional emotional support / educational animals. Previous entry. I don't give a shit. I don't care about any of this. Just tell me about this fucking squirrel. Now for Peanut. If you've been distracted by the news, you might have missed the squirrel shenanigans, but in short, Peanut was rescued by Mark Longo, a New Yorker, after the animal's mother was. Why am I reading this? Okay. I'll keep reading. It's fine. Peanut, who often sported jaunty miniature hats, lived with Fred the raccoon and a bunch of other rescue animals and amassed a large social media following. What does this have to do with anything? Longo was apparently in the process of filing paperwork to get Peanut certified as an educational animal when authorities raided his home and euthanized. But oh my god, authorities raided his home and euthanized his pets? Both Squirrel and Fred the Raccoon because they were worried about the possible spread of rabies. Peanut's fans are now foaming at the mouth, and this already surreal story has spouted a number of improbable and increasingly alarming subplots involving OnlyFans. What? America's a joke. I'm upset about this squirrel though too. It seems like he was. Did he have rabies, or was he just suspect like they just killed him because they rabies? Did he have rabies, or were they just worried about rabies? They planted fentanyl on the animals too. Something to do with OnlyFans, community-driven cryptocurrency called Peanut. In short, we live in hell. Peanut, you're in a better place now. I hate the way this was written, The Guardian. Why did you write this way? What the hell? Okay. Trump fired up about the euthanasia of Peanut the squirrel? What? What is going on? What? That's a great question. Does this make MAGA ACAB? Okay. Let's unpack here, everybody. Let's unpack. Euthanasia of a fucking squirrel. Trump's fired up about it. Hey, aren't we all? That's something I can get behind. What is happening? Okay. The plight of an Instagram famous pet squirrel that was euthanized by New York wildlife official has become a campaign talking point 2 days before the US presidential election. Donald Trump's running mate J.D. Vance told a rally that the death of Peanut the squirrel raised questions about government priorities. It's GTA. This is a GTA radio station bit. This is a thing that they would do on the radio stations in GTA. I cannot believe this is real. This country's a fucking joke. Okay. Donald Trump's running mate J.D. Vance told a rally that the death of Peanut the squirrel raised questions about government priorities. Fuck. The Department of Environmental Conservation, DEC, said it had seized the animal because officials were notified of potentially unsafe housing for the pet. Okay. The agency said it put Peanut down after he bit an official involved in the seizure. Oh, seizure. Yeah, right. The DEC also euthanized a raccoon named Fred that they took from the same property. So, wait. You're telling me the DEC just went into this house and just euthanized a squirrel and a raccoon? And that this is... and that this has been used as a J.D. Vance talking point. Okay. Hang on. Let me mute this. We'll listen to J.D. Vance talk about this real quick. Come on. It's the university I went to. I'm getting an ad for my own university. Come on, buddy. I just want to hear this. I want to hear Trump's fired up about the squirrel.
So I know Don's fired up about Peanut the squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, you know, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, sounds like, have you seen the videos of this squirrel? He's a genius, or he was, unfortunately, but the same government that doesn't care about hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant
Oh my
criminals coming into our
god.
country doesn't want us to have pets. It's the craziest thing.
I'm not going back. I've decided, everybody, I'm staying in Australia. You can't make me go back. I don't want to go back. That's insane. That's the Elon Musk of squirrels? Is that what he said?
So I know Don's fired up about Peanut the squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, sounds like. Have you seen the videos of this squirrel? He's a genius, or he was, unfortunately. But the same government that doesn't care about hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant criminals coming into our country doesn't want us to have pets. It's the craziest thing.
I can't. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. How is this something? Holy fuck. This is what people say when they parody the US, and it's actually happened. No, don't take me laughing as saying that I'm okay with the squirrel being killed. I also, immediate stance is that I disagree with the squirrel being killed. But how is it that they really care more about a squirrel than they care about cops shooting humans, don't they? Unjustly. Where's the outrage for that? Nope. It's just the fucking squirrel, apparently. Which I still, to be clear, do feel negatively about. I don't think that you should have killed the squirrel. Okay. Campaigning in Sanford, North Carolina on Sunday. Yeah, fired up about, oh my fucking god. The same government that doesn't care about the hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant criminals coming into our country doesn't want us to have pets. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is so fucking stupid. Peanuts owner Mark Longo accuses the agency of using excessive force when they came to his home on the 30th of October. On Sunday, he vowed to take legal action in social media posts with the hashtag Justice for Peanut. I can get behind that. I'm in support of Peanut. Wow, that's a lot of money for Peanut. Vance is far from the only prominent conservative to view the lovable critter as a martyr of government overreach. What? Yeah, does this make MAGA ACAB? Is this not an ACAB stance? Aren't you saying, well, that was excessive force from the cops, maybe we should dial that back? Or does that not apply? Is that not, we don't feel that way? MAGA was always ACAB? That can't be true. They're anti-Dems, not cops? What makes you think that the cops were Dems, though? Though I guess it's not actually said that they're cops that came in, is it? They said it was whatever department. But, like, that department isn't necessarily Dem. That's really stupid. Because it was in a blue state? It doesn't mean anything. Republican lawmaker said the state's Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul had misguided priorities. I doubt this came from her. I really doubt that she was like, lads, get the fucking squirrel, put it down. I really doubt that. I imagine this was some bureaucratic bullshit. In New York State, we have sanctuaries for illegal immigrants while innocent pets are killed. I can't believe you've politicized this. Again, agree that the poor squirrel should not have been killed, to be clear. I just don't feel like it's a political issue. The New York DEC officials say they visited Mr. Longo's home on Wednesday after receiving multiple reports from the public about the potentially unsafe housing of wildlife that could carry rabies and the illegal keeping of wildlife as pets. Oh, so he shouldn't have been a pet. Still shouldn't have killed him. Mr. Lobo said on his Instagram there was a special place in hell for the DEC. He's been taking care of Peanut for 7 years, and the pair's antics amassed more than 500,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, would be devastating. Would be devastating. Would be devastating. The woman who reported Peanut lived in some state and she was jealous. That's fucked up. Peanut died for that, dude. That's awful. Just doesn't feel like a political issue. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Has anything changed while I've been learning about this fucking squirrel? How? Oh my god, I just can't. It really is a GTA skit. What is wrong with this fucking country, dude? I can't. I just fucking... Jesus Christ. House at this hour. And let me pull this back up here. Okay. Things have moved a little. For both of them, really. That's, Kamala's gained a percent there. Okay, I had my mods put together some new stuff that I've missed as well. Let me grab some of these. I'm gonna have to turn my display capture off for a second to open Discord. The squirrel totally did get squatted. You're 100% right. That squirrel got swatted. And again, feel negatively about it. I do not think that squirrel should have died. Google is more up to date. 205, 230. Let me see where I could pull that in. Are you just like on the Google like homepage? Live election? USA. It's giving me Australia. Yeah, I'm not seeing where you find that. Because I was hoping that, like, the Associated Press, let me find that. Associated Press election results. No, his website's a mess. All right. Let me get some of the stuff I have missed here. Thank you for this, Jeff. We have a bunch of links. Here we go. All right. Okay, let me pull this back up. Send a bunch of links for stuff for me to watch. All right. Trump is winning all the swing states? Yeah, it looks like it. Again, I am expecting Trump to win personally. That is what I am expecting. That's what I'm thinking will happen. Okay. My mod sent over some stuff for me to catch up on. This is... Well, let me start with this one. Trump complaining about microphone issues at a rally? Okay.
Hello? Hello? I don't think so. Hello? Is that better?
It does sound bad.
Is that better? That's terrible. Is that better back there? Is that yes or no?
I know,
What
like,
crap.
I really... For anyone I don't like, I really try not to have a stance where I make fun of the way they look. I can't stand his fucking fake tan. Like, God, I hate that. I hate it. I should, you know, it's all right. Hey, we can't all do our makeup perfectly, okay? Not great at it. Many issues. Regularly. The fucking, just blend the line. Oh,
It's terrible. Is
Hate
that
people
better
for
back there?
the shit they say and not the way they look.
Is
You know
that
what I
yes or no? What crap. The only thing I asked for is a mic. You don't have to give, I don't even need a stage. I don't give a damn. Give me a good mic. And I went through 2 of these today. And it knocks the hell out of your throat. But so far I'm doing okay, right? Okay. Is that better? Yeah. And did you notice I came in today, I said, and you know, this is after 4 of these things. I've been, in all fairness, I mean, I'm a human being, right? I come in.
I love that one. Why have I not seen that before? He went, I'm a human being, right? I loved that. I'm going to listen to that again. That was great. Huge
And here's
soundbite.
the problem. I said, oh man, it's too low. I said, it's too low. So I had to go up there. Way too low. Way too low. So I walk in, I said, shit, there's nothing worse than I walk in.
Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. Hold your fucking horses. What?
4 of these things, I've been, in all fairness, I mean, I'm a human being, right?
I'm a human being.
I come in, and here's the problem. I said, oh man, it's too low. I said, it's too low. So I had to go up there.
He didn't do that on purpose. I thought he was making a funny joke. I don't think he did that on purpose. I think that was an accident. He did that by accident. Yeah, that was a mistake. Thank you, Craig.
Way too low.
He didn't tweet about it to say it wasn't. Yeah, that's because
Way
he was
too
embarrassed.
low. So I walk in, I said, shit, there's nothing worse than I walk in like this, and I'm, did you notice? I was bending over like this, hello. And then everybody says, is there something wrong with his back? What the hell is wrong with that guy? They're saying he's cognitively impaired and physically impaired. There's something wrong with them all because I have guys that are stupid back there. All right, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right?
A thing that I will always say about Trump, I genuinely think he's funny. That's just him doing a stand-up bit for his supporters, is what that is. It's weird because we're not used to it. I don't think that is a problem. We're just not used to people who are president doing that kind of thing. And I think that's why a lot of his supporters like him. I think he is funny. It's just, that's not really what you want from the president. I would find him funny if he weren't running for president. That is very weird. Obama was funny too, I'll give you that. Yeah, Obama's kind of funny.
Belly's full. You don't have any seats that are empty. You don't have anything yet. I mean, the one we had today, you missed a beauty. We could have filled that place up 20 times. I mean, that was beautiful. And the Virginia rally, did you hear about the Virginia rally? That was Glenn Youngkin did a great job, the governor of Virginia. And they had a crowd there that was incredible. And then we came here. And we don't want to be late, but it's very hard when you do these things. It's very hard. And I was talking to him, and I said, you know, this is coming to an end, these rallies.
Would this not have been like one of Trump's cameramen? No, I guess, well, but he is anti-journalism. I was going to say, like, well, it could have been an independent news source, but...
Rallies are coming to an end. We've been doing them, think of it, for like 9 years. Yeah. We started a year before, and we've had tremendous success. In 2016, we did phenomenally, right? We went in, they said, they gave us a 3% chance, and sort of like amazing, right? 3%. That means 97%.
That's very funny camera work there. That is very funny camera work there. Harris makes closing pitch, bows to end Gaza conflict. Ooh, okay. Finally, huh?
This year has been difficult, given the scale of death and destruction in Gaza, and given the civilian casualties and displacement in Lebanon. It is devastating. And as president, I will do everything in my power to end the war in Gaza. To bring home the hostages, end the suffering in Gaza, ensure Israel is secure, and ensure the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, freedom, security, and self-determination.
I found this annoying. This clip has annoyed me. This is annoying to me. I don't know if this is a thing people took positively.
So in these final hours, let us remember
dignity and freedom, there's way. Shut up.
That there is power in knowing that we are together. And let us remember that your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power.
That part I agree with. The first half, annoying. Yeah, it's just hollow pandering. It's annoying to listen to. It's not enough. And saying secure Israel in the same sentence is just... both, because of the cheering of what she's saying. The cheering makes me uncomfortable. What she's saying is just hollow horse shit, which I get she has to, but I find that frustrating when it comes to something that's that important. It's just frustrating to listen to. Trump single-handedly kept America from having a female president twice. They never should have run a woman against him, to be clear. Never should have run a woman against him. Donald Trump bought garbage truck to draw attention to Biden's remarks. Biden's remarks?
250 million people are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but we won't say that.
This is one of the dumbest stunts I've ever seen.
All right, guys. How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. And Joe Biden should be ashamed of himself if he knows what he's even doing. And she should be ashamed because she shouldn't let him do it. She's the vice.
Oh my god. I can't, dude. I can't. Everything he says is GTA. I can't believe this is... This... Did he think this was a good idea? He's acting like it's a garbage truck. They just got a truck and painted a logo on it. Are you kidding me?
Vice president, but I assume she's acting as the president. She should never have let that happen. I love Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico loves me. I don't know anything about a comedian. I love Puerto Rico. Nobody's done more for Puerto Rico than me.
Oh my god, shut up.
I took care of them when they had the big hurricanes. And
didn't they not get aid from the hurricanes? Wasn't that like a huge talking point that they didn't get any aid and that was on his time?
Nobody gets along better with Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rican people than me.
No one?
They love me and I love them. So I don't know anything about the comedian. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him.
Oh, this was about, I only saw glimpses of this. There was a comedian who said something about Puerto Rico at one of the Trump rallies, right? He delayed the aid for no reason. Yeah, I thought so. I mean, that's the thing with Trump is he's outgamed the politics system. He's kind of won. And that you can't fact check anything he says because it would be a waste of time. Because he lies so often. He's made himself unfact checkable because everything he says is bullshit. It's genius.
I heard he made a statement, but it was just a statement that he made. He's a comedian. What can I tell you? I know nothing about him. I don't know why he's there. You put comedians up, and I guess he went on earlier in the show. I don't know who he is.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
I don't even know who he is. Scroll up a little more. I have a vid of the comedian. Okay, let me grab that. Oh, I closed Discord. Discord. His face is more orange than his vest. The tan, man, it's fucking terrible. It really is bad. Did he slip? Did I see that right? drunk. It's just, I will never not laugh at people stacking it. I always feel bad because, like, one time my mum fell down the stairs and I laughed. I just couldn't help myself. Poll closing times. Twitch added new content classification? Oh. Oh, do I need to label the stream? I've only just seen this, sorry. What is the labeling streams? Public government officials and public policies. How do I label it? Oh, they'll label it. Okay, cool. The hardest I've laughed is watching an old lady slip on ice. Yeah, my dad fell off a scooter. You know? Okay, this is the comedian. Yeah, I missed
You know,
this.
there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally...
Why is the aspect ratio so weird? What? Who filmed this? What in the 4x3? Whip. Whip. I guess I could do that. Okay. Yeah, so I have not seen this. I'm assuming this is the Puerto Rico garbage guy. The Trump, you don't even know him, never even heard of him. Not familiar.
a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. You know.
Why? Why? Like, I would get that. Like, I just fundamentally don't understand the joke. I'm okay with that bait and switch is one of my favorite kinds of comedy. I think Jimmy Carr is hilarious. That's just a series of bait and switches. Why Puerto Rico? Why? Not defending him, but he's a roast comedian. Again, I get that. But why that line? It doesn't really mean any... Yeah, it's not even a joke, it's just an unnecessary diss. I agree. What's the point? Because racism is funny to these people, usually? I mean... Do Americans hate Puerto Rico? But, like, I mean, maybe they do. It's not, like, a perception that I have. Just, like, Americans are at large racist against Puerto Ricans. I could be wrong. He never said he was a good roast comic. Fair enough. He's an insult comic. Any joke that doesn't work is going to come off as racism. Insult comedy can go wrong even quicker than regular comedy. No, but that's not the problem. Like, my stance on comedy is... I'm not easily offended. I'm almost never offended by a joke. I make jokes that could easily be considered offensive. I make sexist jokes all the fucking time. I'm okay with other people doing that. Comedy. But there has to be a point, and just saying Puerto Rico is garbage isn't funny. Because I'm not offended. What's the bit where it's funny? You know? Just feel like I missed it. You forgot to say zing. You have a trash problem. Oh. Okay. Okay, I didn't have that context. So if you have some massive trash problem, then it makes more sense to me. Okay, that makes it make more sense. That helps. That helps. That does improve the quality of the joke, because to me it felt very random. Just fucking out of nowhere, why Puerto Rico? That makes more sense. I'm sorry about your trash problem. Really sorry to hear. Do we have anything else to watch in here? Eminem introduces Barack Obama. I haven't seen this. Let's do it. I'll have to
Detroit!
recrop it. I'm so sorry that I always subject you all to this. So much of like what I do when streaming is you all just having to watch me be really particular about things. Like, actually, I need to get the crop right. Give me a second. Hang on, just wait a second. Okay, here we go.
What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say.
Give me a second. Something that I find funny. I don't know why I really have this thing with rappers. How old is Eminem? It's 52. Okay. I have this thing where I find something about rappers doing like self-care to be very funny. But like you picture 50 Cent making a music video. That's a guy on a set, he's got a director, he's singing there lip syncing, he's doing the same take over and over again. They're like, oh, hang on, lighting wasn't right. We got to get that again, 50. There's something so deeply uncool about making a music video that picturing rappers doing them is funny. Like, I don't feel that way about Kendrick, because his music videos are, like, artsy. Like, he's making short films. But you know what I mean? The ones who are, like, gangster. And then they're like, oh, hang on, we got to touch your makeup up. He's got a bit of a shine there. Can we send hair and makeup up to get rid of the shine on his face? Is just like a thing that these rappers are having to do. Eminem is definitely dyeing his beard brown. Like, just something about that is funny. The fact that he has to dye his beard brown is entertaining to me. He is definitely too old to have a beard with that much color. He is sitting there, he's dyeing it. He's going, oh, how does that look? Does that look even? Yeah, I think I'm good. Just something about it is funny. I don't know what it is.
Hey, I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
It's different to a beard dye. Something about the like particulars of getting rid of grays in your beard.
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
Former.
You know, I have done a lot of rallies.
The most rallies.
Usually get nervous.
More than anybody else.
But I was feeling some kind of way following Eminem. Now I notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready. Got bombs, but I keep on forgetting.
Wow. Wow. I don't know if I hate that or love it. It's a little cringy, but I'm happy for him having a good time. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. A little bit cringy. It's okay though.
Dun, 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 dun,
Stop.
dun, 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 dun. I thought Eminem was going to be performing. I was going to jump out. Love me some Eminem.
It's dad's cringe. That's true. That's true.
I
Bernie
understand
Sanders
that there are
video.
millions of Americans who disagree with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris on the terrible war in Gaza. I am one of them.
Same.
While Israel had a right to defend itself against the horrific Hamas terrorist attack of October 7th, which killed 1,200 innocent people
Oh, they're always
and
called
took
president? I didn't know that. You don't
250
get former
hostages,
president?
it
That's
did
weird.
not have the right
I didn't know that.
to wage an all-out war against the entire Palestinian people. It did not have the right to kill 42,000 Palestinians, 2/3 of whom were children, women, and the elderly, or injure over 100,000 people in Gaza. It did not have the right to destroy Gaza's infrastructure, housing, and healthcare system. It did not have the right to bomb every one of Gaza's 12 universities.
I'm very pro
It did not have the right to block humanitarian aid, causing massive malnutrition in children and, in fact, starvation. And that is why I am doing everything I can to block U.S. military aid and offensive weapons sales to the right-wing extremist Netanyahu government in Israel. And I know that many of you share those feelings. And some of you are saying, how can I vote for Kamala Harris if she is supporting this terrible war? And that is a very fair question. And let me give you my best answer. And that is that even on this issue, Donald Trump and his right-wing friends are worse. In the Senate, in Congress, the Republicans have worked overtime to block humanitarian aid to the starving children in Gaza. The president and vice president both support getting as much humanitarian aid into Gaza as soon as possible. Trump has said Netanyahu is doing a good job and has said Biden is holding him back. He has suggested that the Gaza Strip would make excellent beachfront property for development.
That's how I'm going to start doing quotation marks. Anytime I have to give quotes, I'm going to go, allegedly. Love that. Sorry, this is not a good thing to be laughing at. He's right.
And it is no wonder Netanyahu prefers to have Donald Trump in office. But even more importantly, and this I promise you, after Kamala wins, we will together do everything that we can to change U.S. policy toward Netanyahu. An immediate ceasefire, the return of all hostages, a surge of massive humanitarian aid, the stopping of settler attacks on the West Bank, and the rebuilding of Gaza for the Palestinian people.
Wow, Jeff.
And let me be clear, we will have, in my view, a much better chance of changing U.S. policy with Kamala than with Trump, who is extremely close to Netanyahu and sees him as a like-minded, right-wing extremist ally. But let me also say this, and I deal with this every single day as a U.S. Senator. As important as Gaza is, and as strongly as many of us feel about this issue, it is not the only issue at stake in this election. If Trump wins, women in this country will suffer an enormous setback and lose the ability to control their own bodies. That is not acceptable. If Trump wins, to be honest with you, the struggle against climate change is over. While virtually every scientist who has studied the issue understands that climate change is real and an existential threat to our country and the world, Trump believes it is a hoax. And if the United States, the largest economy in the world, stops transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel, every other country, China, Europe, all over the world, they will do exactly the same thing. And God only knows the kind of planet we will leave to our kids and future generations. If Trump wins at a time of massive income and wealth inequality, he will demand even more tax breaks for the very richest people in our country while cutting back on programs that working families desperately need. The rich will only get richer, while the minimum wage will remain at $7.25 an hour, and millions of our fellow workers will continue to earn starvation wages. Did you all see the recent Trump rally at Madison Square Garden? Well, I did. And what I can tell you is that as a nation, as all of you know, we have struggled for years against impossible odds to try to overcome all forms of bigotry, whether it is racism, whether it's sexism, whether it's homophobia, whether it's xenophobia, you name it. We have tried to fight against bigotry. But that is exactly what we saw on display at that unbelievable Trump rally.
I just feel like he's like one of the only ones who has a brain.
Of speakers getting up there disagreeing with Kamala Harris on the issues. That wasn't the issue at all. They were attacking her simply because she was a woman and a woman of color. Extreme, vulgar sexism and racism.
Yeah, I really do think anyone who thinks
Is that
she
really
has sexist
the
living
kind
against
of
her is
America
fucking crazy.
that we can allow?
Like,
So
really?
let me conclude by saying
So
this.
it's incomprehensible.
This is the most consequential election in our lifetimes. Many of you have differences of opinion with Kamala Harris on Gaza. So do I. But we cannot sit this election out. Trump has got to be defeated. Let's do everything we can in the next week to make sure that Kamala Harris is our next president. Thank you very much.
Hard agree, Bernie, hard agree. It has been really frustrating to watch people talk that talk. Oh, I thought she was at 210. 189 to 230 now? Bernie has legit been saying this for 30 years. Greedy is very consistent. She is at 210. I guess that the NBC is just really far behind, huh? Where are you guys getting up-to-date results so I can pull those up? AP, where are you finding them? Like, are they on AP election poll results? AP. Because what I can see on this is just like a really messy website. Is there a YouTube video for them? New York Times has a needle. I would like a needle. New needle sounds great. New York Times live election results. Presidential election results. Live 3 minutes ago. Oh, here we go. Cool. Get out of here. What the? What? Fix this real quick. Okay, cool. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, he winning. It is really close. Okay. I guess I could just put it at the top, couldn't I? Wah. Is this the most up to date? It's not 205, it's 210 right now? Well, this is what the New York Times has. Google poll is more up to date. Google poll. The live election results. Oh, okay, they do have one. Let me pull that over then. Hang on. I couldn't find it before, but I think it's because I'm in Australia, so it just kept giving me the Australian election results. Yeah. Minus. Here we go. Put that back up. So this is technically from the Associated Press anyway, I think. Oh, has Florida finished the count? It looks like they have, right? That he won Florida. It was weird to me that anyone thought that he wouldn't win Florida. Like, people really thought Florida would turn. Based on what? Why? Georgia is looking tough. There's about 400k votes left to report in, but GAO is over 100k right now. So even though it's mostly Metro Atlanta, it will apparently be tough to close that gap. Yeah, I mean, I know Georgia's important, but Atlanta will be very blue. Hard to say. It used to be swingy. Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen all the overconfidence about a Harris win leading today? Literally so much of what I've seen the past week has been immense overconfidence. No, I have not seen that. No, I wouldn't say I've seen any of that. I've seen a huge mix across the board. Threads had you in a huge bubble. Again, even that for me has been both ways. I would imagine that Twitter has been very pro-Trump. It's kind of all made up. Both runners had to be overconfident. It's bad look if they aren't. See, I don't know about that, because my thought is, if they aren't overconfident, wouldn't it make more people get out and vote? Because all I keep seeing for all of this has been that it's all about turnout. So if you're overconfident, wouldn't people feel less like they need to show up? Do I think woman on the ballot makes it worse for Dems? Yes. Strongly. This loss can be attributed to a horrible job by Democrats and not a good job by Republicans. I disagree. Again, I think the thing that they keep, like, it's both. I do think the Republicans have done a good job insofar as the thing that makes Trump appealing consistently makes him appealing, and the Democrats have done nothing to respond to that. But, like, the Republicans keep... The fact that they haven't given him PR training, that they don't cage him in on what he's allowed to say, that they just let him go, is the success of Trump. Is that he feels real is why people like him so much. Democrats underperformed for sure. I don't think Republicans necessarily, like, massively overperformed, but they did do well. The thing that, like, I kept seeing in terms of all of the debates of people like, oh, this person won, this person won. The debates weren't won by anyone, none of them, but especially not Kamala Trump, because they both won to their own audiences because they have such different strategies, you know what I mean? They weren't playing the same game. They're doing completely different things. No one won that debate for anyone. They both won for their own camp, which is useless. They're playing completely different games and have completely different strategies. And yeah, the Republican strategy is very, very, very effective for the people who like Trump. They continue to like it. It is a cult of personality. If a runner doesn't look confident, then I don't think she ran a bad campaign, but I don't think she ran a strong enough campaign to compete with his. I also think Gaza made it very difficult. And the fact that they're in power right now. He's a literal felon. Okay, I keep trying to explain this to Australians because people keep saying, how is he allowed to run as a felon? What Trump specifically has done aside, I don't like that, like, his specific counts, like the fucking rapist shit, that's a whole other thing. Crazy people don't care. I do think you should be allowed to run for president even if you're a felon. And I don't think that we can discount Trump from that without discounting everybody. I do think that reform should be encouraged, that you should not have something taken away from you because of a mistake that you potentially made when you were 20 years old for when you're 50 years old. I do think felons should be allowed to run. And it's very difficult to say what type of felon or how many counts without setting a precedent. And I think that that rule, especially in a country where I feel like there are so many issues with the prison industrial complex, that is something that I am supportive of. Yes, he's a literal felon. You would think that that would matter for character. They don't fucking care about character, is what we've learned. He's friends with Epstein and P. Diddy, and they claim to care about the libs being pedophiles. They don't fucking care. But I don't think you should be discounted from having a future for committing a crime. You can't vote in most states as a felon, though? Is that true? I didn't know that. They can run, but they can't vote? You can't vote if you're a felon? That's disgusting. Ew. That's awful. Yeah, no, you should definitely be able to run. Sorry, to vote if you're a felon. I know it's difficult to fight a job, and that should be a thing that we should also be correcting. You didn't know that? No, I'm foreign. And I've also not been very up to date in US politics outside of the last 6 months of trying to learn more. Felons can't vote in Canada either? Damn, dude, that's awful. It's a state-based law. Gotcha. Can't Trump just pardon himself once he is in? I'm not sure. That is the running theory. I actually don't know. Let's look that up, because people keep saying that, but I don't actually know the answer. Can Trump pardon himself? If he wins. It's a very commonly Googled thing, apparently. For some reason, the Times of India is the first result that comes up for this. CBS. Can President Trump pardon himself? The first ever felony conviction of a former president and one who is running again for office has raised... Oh, sorry, it's cut off on the side. Barely, but it was. Has raised legal questions about whether a president may pardon himself. New York jury in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial found him guilty Thursday of violating the law by falsifying business records to cover up a $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. Trump is still facing... I'm going to close that real quick. Separate federal charges in 2 cases in South Florida and Washington, D.C., and was also indicted in state court in Georgia. The big unanswered question is whether the president might be able to pardon himself. No president has ever tried it, so we don't know what the result would be if it was attempted. Wow. The Constitution gives the president broad power to pardon federal crimes, except in cases involving impeachment. The president, however, can't pardon state offenses, meaning he cannot pardon himself for the 34 counts on which he was found guilty in New York on those. Interesting. Apart from that, in explicit terms, the Constitution is quiet. And history and precedent don't offer significant insight, says Harvard constitutional scholar Mark Tushnet. The arguments about whether a president can pardon himself are not only unsettled, that's crazy. We just kind of don't know. Wow. Damn. Nobody's ever tried it. Probably he's the first felon to have a shot, right? Like, I don't know if someone has been a felon before and run. Don't know. He won't have to pardon himself. None of the current federal charges have gone to trial. He can just tell his AG to drop the case. Well, the state ones have, though. So I have to go. But I will be back in like an hour. What should I do? Should I leave the stream running, or is that a bad idea? I could literally just leave this webpage up while I'm gone, and then come back when I come back. It'll be in like 50 minutes. Or should I turn it off and come back? You guys are giving me totally split answers. I don't know what the best option is. Probably better to submit notifications when you get back. Yeah, that's true, because then people will know when I get back, I guess. What does my heart tell you? Okay. I will go raid somebody who is doing something entirely unrelated. And so that you guys know when I come back, I will set it so the notification. So then you would know, because otherwise how else would you know? Thank you, Bex Feehan. Yeah, planning to come back see what happened. Should be some updates while I'm gone for sure. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'll be back in, like I said, about an hour, I think. Yeah. I'm going to go work out. Have a appointment to work out is what I'm doing. But I have to do it at 3:45, so it is specifically at that time. That's where I'm going. Which, everybody go for a walk. It's good for you. Just go have a walk. Scott, do not feel like you have to stay. You're welcome to go to bed, obviously. So I'm gonna go do that. Would you guys like me to raid somebody who is not talking about politics? Like, we can go watch Moist Critical play Dark Souls 2, or would you prefer I raid Hassan? You want gaming? You want politics? In politics mode, Snowbike Mike. To quote Sean, the first one. Also very unclear. Very split. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's go raid Barger. It's Elden Ring. You guys can obviously jump over to a different political stream if you want to. And I will see you back here in an hour-ish. After I work out. And probably get something to eat. Go take a walk. Stretch your legs. It's good for you. Walk the dog. Have some water. All that good stuff. And I'll be back in a bit. Go say hi to Badger, everybody. After Trump wins. Probably. That's how it's looking. Might not even happen today. Who fucking knows? I guess we'll find out. Bye. I'll see you later. Bye.